Got to get it, Papa. Well, look that. That's a beautiful sky today. Beautiful, not too cold, even though it's February. It's not too cold. And there's a nice Acadian house there. And look where we are. Yep. We're in the Acadian Village, or we're getting ready to go in the Acadian Village. And the Acadian Village is a collection of buildings and homes that reflect the South Louisiana culture. I'm gonna go get set up in there. We'll take a little look around. Walk on into the general store so I can get my admission and everything. And whenever we pop out, we're gonna go walk around. I'll just give you a quick preview down the bayou there. Look, the giant finger is pointing at the bayou. That's where we're going. All right, well, it really is pretty out here today, and it's a little cool right now. I got my little jacket on, but it's warming up a little bit, and I'm making sure I got all the things in order that I need to remember. But the Acadian Village, there are all these buildings and houses that are, some are reproductions, like the store where I walked in and got my ticket is that's a replica of an old building. But a lot of the houses were actually in different parts of the area and were moved here, and they were donated by the families. I don't know if any of them had to be bought. I think they were all donated, that type of thing. And they all surround a little bayou, and they have all kind of the authentic furnishings and things like that inside. And this is actually Bayou Alamo. See that? And there's houses. There's the little church. There's a barn with like a blacksmith area in it, things like that. It's really quiet today here because it's on a Tuesday, and so it's a work day and everything. And I'm here in the morning, so it's a little bit different as far as crowd time goes. During the holidays, Christmas holidays, this place is loaded with people, and they have all kinds of special lighting. The little church over there is like completely covered with lights and things like that. It's really pretty. Yeah, it's not too busy. And the other thing interesting about Acadian Village is that it was also in a movie back in the 80s. It appeared in parts of Belizaire the Cajun, and which is, I think you can still get it on DVD, things like that. It shows a little bit of Acadian Village, but it's a pretty good story. If you get a chance to watch Belizaire, do that. Yeah, this is actually the Bernard house, and it's an authentic ancient home that was moved here, and it's actually two homes in one. It's in two parts. There's a part right here, and you see this little line, this little seam right here, and then there's this part that was an addition, and it's the oldest building in the whole place, in all of Acadian Village, and it actually came from over in St. Martinville, which is near here. Acadian Village is actually located in Lafayette. I don't think I mentioned that before. But yeah, the original part, the old part, was built around 1800. So yeah, it's kind of old. It's actually older than me. And then you see, it's Acadian style. So you got the little steps and the little secret door. Let's go look at it. Let's go look at that secret door. And you put your kids up in there, and You lock that door and they can't get out and cause trouble. See? And see, they got them locked in there. Can you hear them? Can you hear them up there? Because they got a padlock on it to keep them in there, keep them out of trouble. See what's happening. There were some things that are fairly recent. And see, I think actually, I believe this little frame here is probably from the Christmas time. With the lights and everything. I think they're still in the process. It takes a while because there's a ton of decorations and lights and things like that out here, because all the tours and stuff are at night to take advantage of that. And the Acadian Village is pretty neat because it does tell the story of the Acadian people and what happened with them. And see, this shows kind of what was going on, what happened with the people. We talk about not fugitives, but refugees and things like that. And the Acadians were refugees, basically. They were from up in Nova Scotia in Canada, and they were run out by the British. British were pretty mean back in the day, and this is where they settled. You know, when they came down to Louisiana, they ended up in Louisiana, which is interesting, and some of them in a very roundabout way. This is showing the British burning houses and buildings and stuff like that. So y'all get out of here. Except they had a British accent, but and they loaded people up on boats and shipped them out. And dark times, it's like stuff like that used to happen, and it's hard to imagine these days. Ooh, this is kind of the music room. We got some Cajun music albums down there. And there we go. Look dat and pause dat you. But this is interesting because this is the first Cajun record, and it might actually be the first one, but the first recorded Cajun music. Way back in 1928, and that's who recorded it. Joe and Clément Falcon. And their story is interesting because they ended up going to New York City. And in the early days, the recording was interesting because they had these projects. They were trying to find music. This is in the 1920s. They were trying to find new music and record historical things. And what they did, they sent out crews all over the country, and with a little mobile recording system, and they would go through and set up shop somewhere. In New Orleans, they actually set up at one of the hotels, and if you put the word out that they're there to record local music. And so people from all over the place would go and record things, and people from here, this area, like the Falcons, went and recorded some of their music. Interesting history, and you can learn that if you come in here. So y'all come look that and see that. And here we go. Next, we're gonna go check out the La Maison Thibodeau, 1820. So this is kind of a new house. But let's see. Yeah, this house dates back to 1820 and came from the Brobridge area, which is to the east of Lafayette, right on Interstate 10. Although in 1820 there was no interstate, but Look, we still got some stairs. These are some fancy stairs because they got a railing and they got a real door up there. It's not a little trap door, but you can still lock your kids in the attic and keep them out of trouble. So, yeah, we got that going on. I'm seeing a theme that I'm kind of wondering about. The Bernard house and the Thibodeau house both have wheelchairs. I'm not sure if there's any significance to that, but it's kind of an interesting coincidence, especially since the Bernard house is right there next door. I don't know. I just don't know. And as you got your hope chest to keep all your hope in, or if you had a kid named Hope. Ooh, and look at that. That's what I'm talking about. This is convenience in the 9th degree. Excuse me for a minute. I'll be right back. Well, okay. Well, I'm all refreshed now. And, you know, these are back in the days when there was no indoor plumbing. So that's that. Oh, let's go see what's in here. This other half of the house. This is actually pretty big since they had that extra bedroom back there. But this is kind of the kitchen area, and look that. You all know how to work that to wash your clothes in? Cool. That's some clothes washing machinery there. Some of these big paintings, I might have to look up and find out, because this is like explorers. Kind of hard to see, there's a glare. But these guys are paddling along, and that guy don't look too happy about it. So I don't know what exactly happened here. But at the same time, he's holding a peace pipe. I believe that's a peace pipe. If anybody knows different, y'all let me know. So, which is probably a good idea since they look pretty upset. I'm not sure. So it's like, show them the peace pipe. See, we can go to our neighbor's house. That's the neighbor's house right there. That's the Leblancs. I don't know if they're home. Wonder if I can go sneak in their back door. Let's go see. We got some pretty flora. That's some little magnolias. Oh yeah, the back door's open. I'm gonna sneak in. Don't tell anybody. Hey, Mr. Leblanc, you home? Where you at, you? Cool. They got some big models of houses in here. And not all of them are set up like the house would have looked back in the day. And this is one. Because they have all these different artifacts. Some people donated and things like that. That's pretty cool. Look in there. See that? When they put them up in the attic, that's what it looked like. God, they got everything. The spinning wheel, all the stuff for the kitchen. A little guy taking a nap on the floor. They got the cistern. Yeah, these are cool. Oop, they don't have any windows open on this side. Oh, look, I'm sitting on the porch though. Hey there, partner. See me waving? Hey, partner. And see, on the cistern, that's the little spigot you get your water out. All kind of good stuff. Here's the information about the naming of Lafayette, which is technically where we are. We're kind of I guess Acadian Village is kind of a suburb of Lafayette. And see, in here it's a lot of information about the, oh man, there's all kind of stuff. There's a proclamation from Governor Edwin Edwards himself for Dudley J. Leblanc. His family is connected with this house. And he got to meet President Kennedy. And it's interesting, the Kennedys had some connections down here in South Louisiana back in the day. And look, that. That's what I'm talking about. The Hadacol. Mr. Leblanc, Mr. Dudley Leblanc, was the Hadacol man. It was a thing that could cure all that was ailing you. And that's a whole nother story too. Oh, they didn't have they have Hadacol in it, but they didn't have a wheelchair. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. I guess the Hadacol took care of them. This house is even newer, and it's from 1840. This one, they don't have a little secret hatch to get in the ceiling in there. I don't know. The LeBlanc's house is a little different. Well, this one's a small one, but oh, I see, because it's a school. Okay, where's the dunce hat? I gotta get my hat on. I don't see the dunce hat. Yeah, for once, there's no dunce hat for me to wear. I'm not sure who she is. Miss Sunbeam. Oh, the Sunbeam girl. Y'all ever seen Sunbeam bread? One day I'll have to show you that if you haven't seen that. But that was a doll of the Sunbeam girl that appears on Sunbeam bread. You can't buy no bread without having the Sunbeam girl on it. Or my personal favorite, the Evangeline maid. Let's get out of school. I'm getting nervous. Cool. And we got a haunted carriage here. That's the one all the ghosts ride on. Them. There's some other wagons and stuff. Oh, and look that. That looks like a good place to go. Stutt's Bar and Pool Tavern. And this place used to be in Lafayette, where they built a big old road and everything, so they moved it, and it's over here. Oh, and cool. Look. It's got one of them little outdoor elevator things for you. And look, there's a creepy guy walking around. But yeah, it's a little outdoor elevator thing. You can put your wheelchair in there so you can get up in there. And you don't have to build a ramp. But they have a ramp too on the other side. But I don't think the bar is open today because it's only Tuesday and it's not even lunchtime yet. Now this will give you some information on this place, and look at the history here. So you can look at that and pause that so you can read that. And in case you can read French, check that out. I don't know how to say pause that in French. Oh, y'all, look that. See that little turtle there? Getting him a little sun. He stretches his neck all out. There's another one behind him. But they getting him a little suntan. Yeah, and coming up over here is where the blacksmith shop is. And when they're all busy and they're doing programs and things like that, they show you how to do blacksmith and stuff. With little demonstrations and things. And look, it always makes me feel like I'm at home when they have them toenail grinding machines, so I can grind that. Then my socks don't get all tore up. But there's a cool little wagon. It's a little buggyette sort of thing. It's got some little wheels on it. It's got like the glass windows and all on it. That's fancy. Well, let's see what's happening here. Oh, another toe grinder. And that one's got a seat on it, so you can sit down in comfort while you grind that. Let's see what's in the Blacksmith Barn here. Yeah, see? You got the smokestack and everything in there. And they grab that hammer and they hit that and beat on that and heat that up over there, and then they hit it some more. And look, over there is a big old pavilion, a big pavilion. I don't know if I said that right, so don't get mad, but it's a big pavilion. And at the Christmas time, unless they changed it, they would do performances and things like that in there, and they have like hot chocolate and all that kind of stuff. And it's all fun and fancy. Well, there's a little view of some bayou living in South Louisiana. But wait, look here. Oh, this is the B.O. house. And before you start laughing and snickering or something stupid, I'll show you how it's spelled. And it's from 1830. But you say that B.O. As far as I remember. Oh man, they got it set up with all the weaving stuff. The looms. That's a lot of strings to keep track of. That's a big stove in there. Keep that warm. And it's nicknamed the Spinners and Weavers Cottage. Oh, and there's a big Grim Reaper tool back there, so you can get that and chase people around the park at night. There's a lot of stuff about cotton. Cotton was a big deal around here too, in South Louisiana back in the day. You pick that and spin that and make that into some clothes and stuff. All kind of things. And some little samples of stuff. That one's in the process. That's the one I started back in 1985, and that's as far as I got. But I come work on it sometime. It's not easy for me. I get all tangled up. I mean, you look at that and you know, pretty easy for me to get tangled up in it. All right, and right next door to Maison Bio is the New Hope Chapel. People have weddings here, and when you look at it, it's a pretty cool place to have a wedding. Let me see if I can go in there, but we gotta act kind of nice. I can't do stupid stuff inside. But see, it's a replica of a chapel from 1850. Let me see. Oh, and there's an organ. And from what I heard, one of these pews is an original one that's like 150 years old, something like that. And the rest were reproduced pretty accurately. So I was like, I'm not sure which is the old one. It might be one of the ones up in front. But yeah, they can do weddings in here. This is the old traditional chapel. And have a little secret door up there so you can get up inside the steeple. Look at that. Alright, and this is La Maison Castile. It's the Castile's house, and this is a really new one from 1860. This is practically the space age. And look, see, but they still got that little trap door up there, put them kids up. Don't ask how I know about getting locked in the attic. Let's see. They have some of those, more of those big murals. I'm kind of curious. I might have to ask them where those come from. But they said in, actually, this house. Let me check my cheat sheet here, because yeah, this house came from the Burbridge area, and during it was 1860, so it was still pretty new when the Civil War broke out. And according to the story, this house was pillaged by Union soldiers, and they just came in and tore everything up and stole stuff and everything, being mean the way people do when you're having a war. But that's a cool bed. But all the mantles and everything are the old woodwork. You can see that pretty little design on there. And look at that. There's fiddle man and accordion man, and they playing some music. This has got a little back room too, which is kind of nice. It's a big house. Oh, and they got all kind of stuff to play with. Look at a little house made out of rocks. Oh, wheelchair. I don't know why. And look, there's one of them sit-in wash tub. You put yourself in there and dump water on you, and you wash yourself. So I know a lot of people that need to take a good bath. Okay, but in other areas, oh, these are all kind of cool little model houses. It's like a lot of the houses right here at the Acadian Village. You even got the church. I like that little car. I could ride that me. It's a good thing they got it locked up. See? You can see me riding in that. And this is in back of the Castile house. You see, they got a cistern there for their water. And look, they got a little secret door down there to put the little bad kids in. Ha ha ha. They fix you good. And now we got to see this little house. This is a real new house. I think it's, what, from the 1890s, something like that. But the doctor lived here. For real. It was really, before they moved it here, it was the doctor's house. And guess what? Oh man, we got a collection of, oh, look at all of them. Got a collection of wheelchairs. That was like a convertible deal. Cool. Man, that was not a wheelchair, but, oh. Man, you can roll some people around here. And look, that was somebody, they were kind of heavy. They, anyway, they probably had to lose some weight. I think that was their prognosis. And an ENT chair. Not an ET chair. That's different. It's an ENT chair. Let's see. On this one, them little baby scales. Back in the olden days, when you pop out as a baby, they would put you on one of those to see how much you weigh. Look at them shot needle things. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I'm just gonna back out now. And there's a fancy door. Yeah, if I saw one with trim like that on it, that's pretty fancy. This is probably the biggest house on the whole property. Biggest building. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can go right on in. Oh man, it's still Christmas time. See, they are still in the process of taking everything down, but look at that. Watch, I'll give you a first-hand look. Here's what it looks like when you're walking around town in the Christmas village. Ooh, Rositas. Christmas times are coming, Christmas times are coming, Christmas times are coming, and Santa's on his way. Hit the streets a running, I got my motor gunning, Christmas times are coming, so get out of my way. Oh, look, that guy's drunk. This is a drunk guy falling down the steps. Sorry. Hear the bells a jingle and eat a can of Pringles. You're fat and dumb and single and Christmas time's coming. Oh, look up on the hill. There's a mountain village of treehouse places. I never saw those before. Oh, back down to the earth. Christmas time's a coming. Christmas time's a coming. Christmas time's a coming, and I could sing all day. Oh, look. Happy New Year 2000. Oh, man. That came all the way from England over there. That Globe Theater. I heard the popcorn wasn't too good in there. Man, look at that. Look at that. A lot of Christmas houses, yeah. All right, and here's why it proves helpful to check maps before you start talking about stuff. The doctor's house is the big house where the Christmas village is. His office was the little one right there. Which makes sense because they have all the doctor stuff, tools and equipment in the little part. Just so you know, just clarifying that so people don't get all mad at me. See you soon on another Look That.